Here are 8 African presidents who have held on to power for more than 2 decades, and most are not showing traces of letting go anytime soon. Number 8. Paul Kagame, the president of Rwanda. April 22, 2023 makes it 23 years Paul Kagame has been ruling Rwanda. Prior to becoming the president, Paul Kagame was the vice president and minister of defense under President Pastor Bizimungu. He was sworn in president of Rwanda in year 2000, following the resignation of President Bizimungu. In 2015, the constitution of Rwanda was changed, making him eligible for re-election until 2034. The 65-year-old Kagame had said he will consider remaining in office for another 20 years. Number 7. Ismail Omar Guelleh. The 75-year-old Guelleh is the incumbent president of Djibouti and has held on to power for 23 years. He won his 5th time re-election in April 2021, and he will be in office until 2026. However, he won't be able to seek re-election in 2026. This is because of the age limit of 75 years old set by the constitution. Number 6. Isaias Afwerki. He is the first president of Eritrea since the country gained independence from Ethiopia in 1993. The 77-year-old Afwerki has spent 29 years ruling Eritrea, and he may not leave anytime soon, as the country has no functioning constitution, no elections, no legislative and no published budgets. The president of Eritrea officially serves both head of state and head of government, exercising the power of both executive and legislative branches of the government. Number 5. Mswati III. The king of Eswatini, formerly Swaziland, was crowned king on April 25, 1986, at the age of 18. He was the youngest monarch in the world at that time. King Mswati III, together with his mother, Queen Mother Mfumbi Twala, have been ruling the country for 36 years as absolute monarch, the last of its kind in Africa. Number 4. Yoweri Museveni, the president of Uganda. The 78-year-old Museveni is the 4th longest ruling president in Africa, having held on to power for 37 years. He seized power from President Obote in a military coup in 1986 and suspended political activities until legislative elections were held in 1989. In 2021, President Museveni won his 6th time re-election, and he is likely to seek re-election in the next presidential election scheduled for 2026. Number 3. Denis Sassou Nguesso. The 79-year-old president of Congo-Brazzaville has spent 38 years ruling the country but not in a go. He first served from 1979 to 1992 and retook power in 1997. In 2009, President Denis Sassou Nguesso won his re-election bid, a victory which was thought would be his last 7-year term in office. But in 2015, President Denis pushed through a constitutional reform which removed the 70-year-old age limit that would have stopped him from contesting. The referendum also removed the 2 7-year terms and introduced 3 5-year terms. This implies that he is eligible to contest again in 2026, and he may remain in power until 2031. Number 2. Paul Biya, the president of Cameroon. The 90-year-old president is currently the oldest president in the world and the 2nd longest ruling president in Africa. He has been ruling Cameroon for 40 years. He was sworn in president in 1982, following the resignation of President Ahmadou Ahidjo. He won his presidential re-election in 2018 and is likely to contest again in 2025, as the constitution does not have age limit nor the number of times a person is eligible to contest. Number 1. Teodoro Obiang Mbasogo, the president of Equatorial Guinea. He is the 2nd president of Equatorial Guinea. He seized power in 1979 after he hosted his uncle, President Francisco Massangema, in a military coup d'etat. The 80-year-old president has spent 43 years ruling Equatorial Guinea, and he is currently the longest-serving president in the world.